I would say where a lot of misconception can come from a tongue tie is moms will say, I think my child has a tongue tie.
Mhm.
Maybe we just get that corrected and that's going to fix everything. Or I even have that same issue with adults.
Mhm.
They just want to correct the tongue tie, but it really affects the whole body from head to
Yeah.
toe.
Yeah.
And I would say if some of the warning signs that I always, or red flags, I should say, that I look for in my evaluation would be a lot of the picky eating. And then we're very specific on how we can measure function and
Mhm.
range of motion of the tongue now, from the tip of the tongue to the middle part of the tongue.
Mhm.
And so thankfully we can look at that, and then we can look at the compensatory patterns um, during movement, whether it's jaw movement, speaking, chewing and swallowing, because a lot of times if there's any tethering, then there's definitely compensations, either a forward, what we used to call a tongue thrust, or lisping, things like that, that you could maybe visibly see the tongue being forward, but maybe these are the kids that struggle. Maybe they're messy eating. Maybe they swallow a lot of air. Maybe they, they just are selective on certain food groups. But looking at how they can do all of the shapes with their tongue is important to really dive into the function, and then we can send to a tongue tie release provider that understands the function, and then we can proceed from there. But it's just having a release is not correcting the problem, because
Mhm.
if you've been tethered for however many years,
Yeah.
you've created one pattern that you could only do. And then having the release, we have to learn a whole new pattern.
Mhm.
So, really, after the release, then we go through, just making sure that it doesn't, get tight, and we go through the aftercare management. But
Mhm.
after that is healed, then we really need to start working on forming new patterns and habituating those. So it can be a little bit overwhelming because it's not just a quick fix. But having the right team that understands the function, it's easier to go through that and not have to do that again later.